Located in beautiful Kawartha Lakes along Skogog River is where MPHL Central is bringing you this Friday night hockey matchup between Lindsay and the Durham Hawks. In 1827, an American family began the construction of a dam along the Skogog River. The year after it was finished, a sawmill was the next big thing to go up, and in 1830, a grist mill was constructed. A small village grew around what was known as Purdy's Mills, and in 1834, John Houston surveyed the town site. And local lore claims that during the survey, one of Houston's assistants, Mr. Lindsay, was accidentally shot in the leg and died of an infection. He was buried on the riverbank, and the name Lindsay remains as the name of this small town. Lindsay grew steadily and developed into a lumbering and farming center, and with the shot in the leg from last season's success, the Lindsay Barncats went and grabbed some great players to help up front and on the back end. The name of this beautiful community came from a tragedy, but the future of this hockey club looks bright, and the fan base is growing just like the town grew almost 200 years ago. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the pre-game showdown edition of this MPHL Central Friday night matchup. And as I said in the opening, between these two incredible teams, the Lindsay Barncats, as they host the Durham Hawks in this beautiful complex here in Lindsay. My son, James Bull, behind the camera again this evening. Excited to get this one going, as we've been off for a few weeks, and we are more than excited to be back in action with you folks. My name's Billy Bull. I'll be doing the play-by-play for this evening's game. We hope the connection holds strong, as James, somehow, the master that he is, got us going on Wi-Fi, no Ethernet. But these two clubs struggling as of late, but had a bolstering start to their season. Actually, Durham started off 5-0 this season, rolling on, showing some of the teams around this league that they're on a mission for the ultimate prize. Over their last 3 games, they dropped to the Tweed Oil Kings 7-3 most recently, and Deserano 9-5, and to Smith Falls 10-2. It's a blip on the radar. That was basically the message from every person that I talked to today from the organization of the Durham Hawks. They feel they were a bit leaky in some areas, and they've focused on rectifying that and getting back onto Durham Hawks track hockey, because, I mean, these guys are high-flying, high-talented. They have some very gifted hockey players on this club. Great goaltending as well. And from the defense out, they have been great. Guys like Andrew Reinhold, one of the league's top point producers and scorers overall throughout his career. He's got 7 games under his belt with his hometown team, 8 goals and 12 assists for 20 points, running at a clip of 2.9 points per game, which actually sits him right now in 3rd place in points in the NPHL. Another guy on the radar, Taylor Best, in 5 games, has 6 goals and 8 assists for 14 points. 2.8 points per game. That's just below Rhino, and he's gritty too. 33 minutes in penalties for him this campaign. And just going over the lineup card, I don't see Taylor in the lineup, unfortunately. Oh, he is. Yep, he is definitely going to be in the lineup tonight, along with a Dakota Best. 5 goals, 5 assists in his 7 games. He's done great. And Brian Bickle, first time I'm going to get to see him in a Durham Hawks uniform. He will be out there on the ice as well for the Durham Hawks. He's played 6 games, has 6 goals and 8 assists. Former Stanley Cup champion for the Chicago Blackhawks. He'll be in the lineup as well. And Dawson Baker, the 2nd point producer, the top goal scorer for Durham. 9 goals, 7 assists for 16 points in 8 games. Durham has a lot of high firepower. And guys like Luigi Martone, he hasn't hit the score sheet yet, but you know, he's an incredible player and friend of the show. Looks like Steve Norman's in the lineup, another friend of the show, and it's going to be a really great game on both sides. For the Lindsay Barncats, Cameron Robinson, number 24, he is their leading goal scorer. 9 goals and 4 assists over his 6 games. Michael Swift, he'll be in the lineup as well. He has 5 goals and 6 assists on the season in 4 games this year. And Darren Doherty, friend of the Tweed Oil Kings, former King, and he'll be in the lineup as well for Lindsay. He's having a great campaign so far. 3 goals and 7 assists in 6 games. And I'm just making sure now. Oh, he is. Will Jones will be in the lineup tonight, and that gives a yes from James Bowl. He is a guy that both James and I really like watching. Number 3 from the Lindsay Barncats. He is a really tough hockey player, and I grew up with a guy, Ryan McLean, who played just like him. Incredibly tough, physical all the time, and never leaves a stone unturned in the defensive end, and he will be someone to watch tonight. He's got a goal and 9 assists, and he is incredibly missed by the Tweed Oil Kings as well. Brad Smulders, 4 goals, 4 assists this year. They're just loaded with offense, and they're backed up with terrific defense, which allows the forwards to do what they do best, and that's put the puck in the net. And we'll see a lot of that tonight. Great scoring opportunities from both ends of the ice. And I haven't got the goaltending guarantee yet for Durham, but it's either Stefan Horn or Alex Lepizera in the twine. Horn's 4-2-0, 486 and an 894 save percentage. And Alex Lepizera, 1 win, 1 loss with a 397 goals against and an 864 save percentage. For the Lindsay Barncats, I don't want to get this wrong. I do apologize if I do, but Kirill Merkulov. I can pronounce his last name, and that's really what's important. But I do try. He's 4-2-0, 4 goals against, and a 908 save percentage in net for the Lindsay Barncats. So it's going to be an incredible game, and in 3 minutes, 10 seconds time, we will flood the ice one more time. And the last time that we did a Durham game, it was quite a showing. Durham and Akwesasne, and James put together a highlight clip that we'll put on in the first intermission, and we'll do it in the just after the pregame for you there, folks, and we hope you enjoy that. But we're happy you're on board, and we hope you enjoy the game, because both these teams, I mean, as well with Lindsay over the last few games, they started off incredibly well as well, starting the season off 4 wins and 1 loss. They looked really impressive throughout those games, but over the last 2, they struggled a bit. They're trying to get their feet under them for an entire 60 minutes. They're as tough as they come. They're a talented hockey club, and this is just a small little 2-game losing streak, dropping a 9-7 decision to Wellington County and a 6-4 loss to Deserano. So you know that they can score. In both those games, they scored a total of 11 goals. It was just they had a rougher time keeping the puck out of their own net. And as I read off Merkulov's stats, you know that he's got the gift of the gab when it comes to great saves. And I mean, these two teams are, I have a feeling they'll be near the top of the standings, if not at the top, come season's end. They've got a tough task with Wellington County and Deserano in the Highlands division, but you know, they're up to the task, as they say, and we're excited to go along for the ride. We'll have a few more games for Durham just before the All-Star break. I think we have a couple more, and we'll be doing some Barry's Bay games, one next weekend, which I hope that you'll all tune into as well. You see across the rink there, well, it's not on the camera, but we would have seen it earlier. The young lads and ladies on the bench over there. Maybe you can get a shot of the kids on the bench for a sec, James. They are having a really great time over there, let me tell you. And all smiles watching their local hometown heroes get ready to do battle against the pesky Durham Hawks. So it's a family affair here, and a really good crowd here as well for the pregame. And we're really hoping that that this can be as epic as I really feel that it's going to be. I'm actually going to need a higher seat if I can find one, to be totally honest. This is going to blink out a lot of the action for me. But at any rate, stay tuned, folks. They'll clear the ice here in just a moment, and we'll be back with the Durham Hawks versus the Akwesasne Wild highlight reel show. And pardon? Not yet. Pardon? Was it what? I don't know why I said Akwesasne. I didn't even think it was Akwesasne. You're right. It was, but it wasn't versus Durham, wasn't it? It was Akwesasne and Wellington. Was it? Yeah, I think so. So it's Durham versus Wellington.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. We're right on top of things, folks. It took us, right up until the moment that James shared the broadcast to actually figure out a way for us to go live. And with his brilliance again, we are. Yeah, there was problems with everything, even the tripod, everything. So great job by James to get us up and running. And in 21, what is it? No, it's 19. In 11 minutes' time, we'll have the pregame, and we'll get you set for an epic battle between the Lindsay Barncats and the Durham Hawks. Here's the clip, folks. We hope you enjoy it. We'll be back right after this. But it's a penalty all over the world. It's knocked back to the blue line. Looking for an opportunity is Samis to the dot. Back to the point and a rip shot by Peever, and he scored! What a shot! Right through the wickets, Brandon Peever. And the Wellington County Royals lead this one 1-0 early. Dakota Betts. It's over to O'Donnell, and he'll send that all the way down. Crystalline out to play it. He loses the puck. It's in front, and they score! Killing a penalty. Crystalline came out, didn't play it hard enough off the boards. It was picked up by the forechecker, and we are tied at 1. Close the door and make a big save to the red line. Sift pass over to Luigi Martone. Pass over to Clark, and he's in. Clark, the shot. The rebound is there, and he scored. And Durham takes a 2-1 lead with still 4 minutes remaining here in the power play. Into the slot, Baker looking for Betts, and it's a great defensive play there to knock that one off stride by Moore. Rhino throwing it in behind the net. They're set up nicely with 2:25 to go. Betts the shot, and a nice stop by Crystalline in front of the net. A tic-tac play, and it's 3-1 Durham. To the corner and thrown in behind the net. Watasic tried to avoid O'Donnell. He's knocked off the puck out through center. Baker finds Moffett streaking in on the right side, but he hit him in the skates and went into the corner. Circling out, throwing it along the wall. Rhino into the slot, a great pass, shoots and scores! Dakota Betts, and it's 4-1. Nifty play by Andrew Reinhold to Dakota Betts on the forecheck, and Durham out to a 4-1 lead. Rhino, they got a little crossed up there. Jones, Chris Jones, and he's hit. That's in, non-goal. Reinhold goes around him, looks into the slot, shoots, and he scores. And Durham scores on the power play, their third power play goal of the game. And they now lead it 5-1 over the Wellington County Royals. Wellington County Royals will send it out through center and try and get a quick line change in as well. Dakota Betts, that's turned over, and it's Calvin Watasic on goal. Watasic scores! Calvin Watasic, the captain, keeps the motor running, and they're down by 3, and a bit of frustration from the Durham Hawks. Trying to shovel it up there, and it's just out of the reach of Tyson Moore. Durham comes out of their own zone. Tried to flip it out through center, but County will pick that pass off. Bruinsma loses the puck. Looking into the slot, but he went too close to the goalie, and it's turned over. Durham, what a play. He's in. Andrew Reinhold scores! Puts it top shelf, and it's back to a 4-goal lead. And supporting the league the way that you do, we couldn't appreciate it more. Thank you so much. To the blue line, the shot, and that's deflected off a body, and they're off to the races on a 2-on-1. Baker shoots and wires one top shelf, and it's 7-2 now. Same score as last weekend for the Durham Hawks. What a bullet shot. Face off one, back to Durham, but it will get out over the blue line. Through center now. Across the line for Wellington. A bouncing puck goal. And that is not what a bad goal by La Pizzera. Those bouncing pucks are tricky. He wants to just make the glove save and hold on, but it makes an extra skip and goes up and over him, and that is not an easy play indeed. Yep. If there is only one way to play this game, neither of these two teams understand that. They hit, they score, and play great defense at a high skilled level. Both sides have beefed up their lineups over the summer and have put that product on the ice with the greatest hopes that they will gel and impress the fans of the small towns of Lindsay and Durham, respectfully. Their drive to be the best of the NPHL is second to none, making sure every shift is their best and striving to be better every moment their number is called. Wanting to be elite, wanting to be the best is not a passion every athlete is able to obtain. Becoming the best is even more difficult, but both of these clubs are in that small group of legends that grace these frozen waters and because of that, we are in for an amazing game over the next 60 minutes of fast-paced hockey here from the Lindsay Recreational Complex in Kawartha Lakes. Big hearts, big dreams from small towns, all across Ontario and into Quebec. Northern Premier Hockey League action. There's nothing like it. Enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome again. James Bull on hand behind the camera. Billy Bull with the play-by-play. And we are ecstatic to bring you this matchup between the Lindsay Barncats and the Durham Hawks. Incredible action coming at you live from the Lindsay Recreational Complex in the beautiful Kawartha Lakes. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We have O Canada next. as always, a beautiful rendition of our O Canada. At center ice, the young girls of our future, the hockey legends of Lindsay. And they did an incredible job. Ceremonial puck drop. And in the lineup tonight, and actually the first line out on the ice tonight will include old Brian Bickle. I don't mean old as in age, I just mean good old Brian Bickle, the Stanley Cup champion. He spent most of his career as a member of the Chicago Blackhawks with a one-year stint with the Carolina Hurricanes. The Bowmanville native suited up in nearly 400 NHL games and scored 66 goals while adding 70 assists. Bickle won the Stanley Cup with Chicago in 2013, 2015, and 2010. He spent nearly 10 years with the Blackhawks organization before being traded to the Hurricanes for the 2016-2017 season. An incredible guy, and I hear an incredible teammate for the Durham Hawks. And Andrew Reinhold will be right alongside of him, the third in points in the league. And they have got a star-studded hockey club over there in the white, the Durham Hawks. And on the other side of the slate is the Lindsay Barncats, feisty and very upscale hockey club that last year they were an incredibly difficult team to beat. And this season, adding a bunch of new guys. I had mentioned in the opening the Will Joneses and Darren Doherty, both from, and Zach Elson, all from the Tweed Oil Kings, terrific hockey players. But you know, names like Nick Thomas and Brad Smulders, Cameron Robinson and Ryan Smith, Kyle Richardson, they are all going, did it freeze? It's not working? Are we still streaming? Yeah, it's just the trackpad. This works, but this thing sucks. Yeah, well, I know, it's not very good. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties there for a moment, but we are back, and they have some great hockey players on that side, like I was saying. And if you didn't hear in the opening for your Durham Hawks, it's going to be Alex Lepizzera, 1-1-0 with a .397 goals against, an .864 save percentage. And in the other end, Kirill Merkulov, 4-2 with a 4 goals against, and we are off and running. Flip through center, and an opportunity there for Brian Bickle early, off his foot and out. Taylor Best, Andrew Reinhold, and Brian Bickle are your starting lineup for the Hawks. On the other side of the equation, it's going to be Cameron Robinson, their leading scorer, along with Cameron Lamport. And it looks like Ryan Oliver as well. D-to-D pass, shot through, and he just missed the far side. Comes back to the point again. Look for a redirect in front. Hits Reinhold in the knee. Throws it around the boards to start a cycle. But it's Lindsay there first, and they're out through center. Lamport stops, trying to feed it over. Taylor Best can't find that one. And that's thrown back to the blue, red, and white. And a long pass up. Porter! Oh, and a great play by Lepizzera to come out and cut the angle down. Chris Porter there first. He threw it out in front, and they're scampering out through center as Devu. Throwing it into the corner now. In after that is Ackerman. Ackerman into the corner. He's bumped hard. Along the half wall now, through center, in on a breakaway, shot, and Lepizzera comes up big early twice. This time on Michael Swift, battling along the wall, and that's sent back to the point, ripped around, trying to set up, hits a stanchion, almost caught Lepizzera. Great defensive effort there, and they'll shovel that out to center. Slapped into the corner, and a wholesale change for both sides. And this game is off and running early. Both teams coming out firing. Baker, nice how she doing. Trying to get on the other side of him. Backhand pass into the slot. And that won't connect. There's Luigi Martone. I mentioned in the pregame, looking for his first of the season. High-skilled, high-octane, former Phantom Oil King. Crossed the line, and that's sent in and steered up into the mesh. And we'll have a stoppage in play. James, what do you think? Do you think that friend of the show there, the starter at all this there, Justin Allery, would enjoy the Lindsay Barncat colors?
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't know if you noticed that or not. He mentioned to me before the game, oh, look at, I know where Montreal Canadiens are playing. Shot, and a great save by Lepizzera with the blocker. Yeah, he'd mentioned that right off the hop, and immediately we thought of Justin. So hope you're doing well there, buddy. In the slot, another nice save.
When I saw their goalie, I thought of Carey Price.
30.
Which made me think of Justin.
Another number 31, eh? It's replaying back in my ears. Oh. Sorry, folks. Something's going on. I don't know if that's coming through to you.
I don't think that happened on the stream. I think it was just your headset.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't just hearing voices. I was hearing the replay of the game that we played just a while ago. My voice double talking me in the background. Great start to the game. Thank you, Cheryl, Kira, and Sylvia for all your support. Big time. We love being here and looking to get a game for tomorrow. Possibly we may, but it's not looking 100% good. But next weekend, if my family loves this place, and they love every team in the NPHL. We're not favors, but they love going out to Barry's Bay. It's almost a 3-hour drive, but it's such a beautiful drive that we don't mind making the trek, and we'll be there next weekend. And then we'll be actually back here in Lindsay the weekend after on the 29th. They're having a big game, which I'll give you the update on that later on this evening. Back to the point. That shot pass went down to the half wall, and Durham pinned against the wall there, and a good hit, but they're out through center. Looking to get a 3-on-2. The drop pass, the shot, and he fanned on it. And Lindsay will look to turn the clock on them and move it out through center. Nesbitt, nice move to get around him. Drop pass into the slot. Chance again. And a good defensive effort towards that opportunity. Betts throws it in behind the net. Lindsay looking to make a line change. That's sent up through center. That chip pass will get down and be smothered and held onto by the Lindsay netminder. I'm going to look online right quick here just to make sure that I'm right on Lindsay's goalie, because, yeah, it's Carol Merkeloff. Okay, perfect.
Sorry, I had to wipe the camera.
Oh, wow. That's a chance, and that shot goes way up in the air. And it'll be brought back down into the Lindsay zone for another icing. Was it all smudgy, was it?
A little bit.
There was just doing it there. He gets the white balance done really great, though.
Sorry if it killed the immersion.
Draw one for Lindsay. That puck will move out for the Barncats through center. Shot, LaPizzera. He does that really well. If it's a shot out of his range, he steers it up into the mesh. I saw him do that a lot for Gananoque last season. My goodness, was he ever incredible for Gananoque last year, giving them an opportunity to get to the finals again. But Smith Falls and that incredibly potent, powerful hockey club they had last year were able to knock off the Islanders. Huge hit there by Brian Bickle, and that will send this crowd abuzz. Rhino with Bickle now across the blue line, a snap shot, and it hit the defenseman's legs, and it's out through center just out of his reach for a 2-on-1. And Durham safely send it around to Best. Best throwing it up again now, and they'll move through center. Bowl pass over to Rhino, a shot, and he just missed the top shelf with that one. Really close for a too many men on the ice. There's well, they're in through Oliver, and a beautiful diving play and a back check by Taylor Best as well. We'll take that chance away for them. Great action early, and the atmosphere in here is terrific. That drop, Will Rhino again, and he's having himself a long shift. Shot rolls off his stick, and Lindsay back in great numbers will slow this down. 15 minutes remaining here in the first. We've only played 5 minutes. Incredible pace hockey and smart back and forth action. Both of these teams have allowed quite a few goals over their last 2 and 3 games after, again, as I said, coming out, Durham was 5-0 coming out of the gate. 5 wins and no losses. They've dropped 3 straight in pretty dramatic fashion to some really good hockey clubs, though. Back across the line. A shot and a steered aside there by Miracle. Hit in behind the net. And then for Lindsay, they've also dropped 2 straight as well. And they started the season out 4-1 across the blue line and in. Swift, he'll turn back, throws it into the slot, and it goes back now, and the shot for, and he couldn't pull the trigger. To the dot, back into the corner. Trying to move it out in front, and he will, but he is lifted. Turning into the zone again, there's Will Jones in number 3, that's redirected wide. Shot towards the net, and stopped there by the defender. That's Will Jones, James, right there. At number 3, right there. Yep. Fan, we are knocked down. Oh, I thought they were calling a penalty. The fans up here really wanted one. And Noah Purdy backpedals into his own zone to try and set this up. Cross ice pass. That connects with nobody. Lemke, high octane 18 right there for Durham. He can certainly get things going for his Durham Hawks. It's into the corner, bodied along the wall, goes back to the point. Dakota Betts can't keep it in at the blue line. Pass over to Lemke again. Trying to start it up, but Lindsay's defense is just not giving them anything. There's Will Jones trying to play it off the wall, and that'll get knocked down. Thrown out in front and hit the side of the net to the half wall. Looking into the slot, that hits a stick, goes up into the air, and comes down to the Barncats tape. Out through center, it's Ryan Smith. The drop pass. Another drop pass, there's nobody there that time. Just chipped down the ice, and this could go for icing. No, it's waved off. And Durham will be able to get a change as they so desperately need it. That's chipped over, and Party can't get a hold of it. Lindsay is playing very, very good defense right now, as well as Durham as well, but holy Dinah trying to get on the far side, the backhand, and that's stopped by Lepizzera, and he'll hold on for the whistle. Only one game going on around the league tonight, and that is those Barry's Bay Wolves, and if I'm certain about it, that their opponent, and they're playing on the road as well tonight, are the Pontiacs, Shawville Pontiacs hosting them. That should be getting underway anytime. D pass. That was out of the reach of the intended receiver. Throwing it rink wide across the line, flipped in, and a nice Roman Czechmanic type play there by the goalie to just steer that up into the mesh with his head. Nice play there by Merkelov, sorry. Best Rhino, and I think that's Brian Bickle out there as well, looking to get it going with Smith on the blue line and O'Donnell at the point. It's back to O'Donnell. He'll throw it into the corner, and along the half wall it goes. Rhino, that hard pass crossed over to Smith, and he makes a great effort to not allow them to get out through center. Throws it over to Bickle. Over to Rhino. Rhino, the snap shot, 61 feet over the net, just to show him. I mean, as a goalie, when you see that first one come at your head, they usually go right back to the bean, throw you off your game. That's into the slot. That goes back, though. Trying to race in after that one. This Smale flipped along the boards and out through center. Coming in now is Robinson, their leading goal scorer, number 24. He's behind the net trying to set something up and drop that back. Lamport, slot, shoots, and a great block there by Taylor Best. And that'll thwart that opportunity. Laboring a little bit, but trying to finish the shift. They'll get it out to center now. Brian Bickle. He's in across the blue line. That pass to Best, out of his reach. In behind the net they go to Elson. That pass. Good head man up to Darren Doherty. He can't get by him. Other opportunities, Elson and Doherty. Tweed, Twosome. Across the blue line, the drop pass, and a good defensive play there to stop Taylor Best. Now they've started to get their bearings, and after they've sized each other up, the first 10 minutes are basically gone. And both teams now know what they're dealing with. Through center. Looks like Ackerman. The shot, and it just fooled Merkelov there, but good thing it went wide. Big hits along the wall, two of them. The puck comes to the point. Lemke finds him open at the dot, just out of his reach. They go in behind the net. Looking to come out with a shot towards the net, and no way Merkelov could see that one. Thank goodness it went wide. Good stick lift there, trying to throw it out in front of the net. Hits a leg and goes back to the point. Throwing it along the wall, and back around it goes. through center, down the ice, and we will have an icing. Well, a good start to this game on a beautiful Friday. Kawartha Lakes, great crowds come out to support their Lindsay Barncats and Durham Hawks, because Durham is not too far from here as well. That goes back to the point. Smith trying to throw it through. He can't, and it's a break. In on goal now, and a chance and a shot, and he shot it just wide. Michael Swift there could not find the back of the net, and a great defensive play. Back to the point now. Michael, the pass over, and he hits the goalpost. Back to the point, he'll try again. This time a slap pass, and it deflected right into O'Donnell's feet. That sent off the glass and out to center ice. Cronin around the board. That gave this crowd a buzz, let me tell you, if they weren't already buzzing. The give and go. It's out through center, Jones. Pass up through the neutral zone. Baker, he'll find Tate, and the shot goes up and over the net. In behind the net is Luigi Martone trying to come out with it. He can, he's being swung this way and that way, and tough defense the Barncats keep going with. Incredible. Smith along the wall trying to move it out. He can't. Into the slot. He was there to knock that away for Durham. Pass over to Smale. Smale gets control of it, and he'll drill it around the net, but that's knocked down and back the other way. Coming through center. Opportunity. Ooh, he faked the shot. Turns back. And Sicard behind the net trying to work it as they made a long line change, and they were able to do it with puck possession inside the zone. Riley Young back to the point. Elson, pass over, misses his tape, and that is going to be a 2-minute high stick. Did it draw blood to give him 4? We will see. Ooh, a little bit of the John going on there at center ice. And that's going to be a 2-minute minor to the Lindsay Barncats. On the season, Lindsay, a 68% penalty kill, and that is against the 32% power play of the Durham Hawks. And you flip the script, I mean, Lindsay's power play is really good at 33%, but 32% for Durham. We'll see what they can do here into the middle of the blue line. That shot's knocked down. Lemke, he'll switch sides here and throw it into the corner. Trying to throw it into the slot for Reinhold. He couldn't connect. Betts straddling the blue line. Betts, that pass to Reinhold. That shot, rebound opportunity, and it'll go back to the blue line. And Reinhold will throw it back in. That's going to go for an offside. And they'll have to clear the zone and give Lindsay an opportunity here, and they'll just go back and forth with it and then send it down to La Pizzera. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the power play for Durham. Betts to Lemke. Looking for Bickle, but he couldn't get him open. Rhino at the point, throwing it back down to Best. Into the slot, and a chance and a shot. A great save there by Merkelov, and they'll send it the length of the ice. Half the power play gone. Over to Reinhold. He's through center with good speed. Baker in front of him to O'Donnell. Knocked off his stick. An opportunity here and a break for Lamport. And a great defensive play by Taylor Best. Knocks his man down, and this could be a nice little break for them. Reinhold again. Through center. Reinhold. Baker stops up. And another penalty coming, but a chance in the slot. Smith! Stopped by Merkelov. And they'll blow it dead. And it'll come down just at the 24 seconds remaining in the power play. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Durham Hawks. That puck will go to the point. And Lemke, he'll start this puck moving to Betts, finding him at the dot. 16 seconds left. Betts shoots and a deflection and another save by Merkulov. He'll send it off the glass with 8 to go. Betts walking in. The pass over to Reinhold. Is that Reinhold? No, it's not. I think that's Lemke. Yeah, he got down low. Back to the point, and that's out. It's a 2-on-1. The 5-on-3's over. The pass over the shot, and a great save by La Pazera off the stick and off the glass, and this gets out to center ice. What action from these two teams. La Pazera controls that puck. Nice, smart play there. He is something else with the puck. 1 minute and 7 remaining. The power play. Ackerman across the line. He'll drop that puck. Chase on. He'll flip it back to the blue line just out of his reach. He got in his way. They're looking for a penalty for interference, and they will not get it. And Lindsay now move it back into their own zone, trying to kill as much of the 45 seconds as they can, and that will definitely help. Best back on the ice. He's got Reinhold and Bickle. Knocked down. O'Donnell. He'll move it in across the line. A snap shot, and he just missed the short side. That's out to center, but that's a break now. 22 seconds left. That's moved into the slot area, and a shot, and he ripped it wide. Sicard couldn't find the net. And with 10 to go, the Lindsay Barncats may have staved off something huge. Reinhold tried to throw it back. Bickle in front of the net calling for it, and he elected to go to the top of the slot. Best behind the net to Bickle. Round to the blue line, and he was not ready for it. Back to 5-a-side hockey. Smale throws it in. That is not going to be an icing. That's what they were hoping for. Thrown up to Swift. Swift, that pass goes over to Darren Doherty. He's across the blue line. Off the glass and sent out to center. Here comes Durham. The pass over. Reinhold scored! Andrew Reinhold on the rebound, and he knocks it home, and the Hawks score first on a nifty little play. They couldn't do it on the 5-on-3, but they were able to do it 5-on-5. What a pass and what a play. I'll tell you right now, that is going to be quite a lethal line for Durham going forward. Nice play. And this crowd, I mean, if you heard it, there's a bit of a cheer. As I said, Durham is not very far from Lindsay, and a lot of them probably made the trek down here. Merkulov off the glass to the half wall. And Lindsay will try and counter. That's what great teams do, is they can counter punch. Will Jones, sure-footed as a mountain goat he is. He'll get it in behind the net, and a big nod by James. And a head fake from Will Jones. Almost to say, yep, that's out through center. Swift, that pass is cross ice to Porter. Trying to send it in front there to Darren Doherty. One-handed, back to the point. It doesn't get all the way there. It's out through center. Chance now, and he's spun around, trying to get out of that. And he will, puck just out in front of him. Looking back to the point, it will not get there. And the Barncats are out through center again. Chris Porter stops up to evade the hit. He throws that over to Swift. Slot chance, and he just couldn't find the handle in time. And Lemke will skate out through center, and they're making a line change. He'll snap that on. Merkulov, that's a tough spot just over the left shoulder and beside the ear. One of the hardest saves to make as a goalie, and somehow Merkulov found it. Cheryl, we are very happy that we're bringing it live too. We love having you, #1 fan, and Sylvia Bowl as well. We missed you being here for the broadcast, and Kira as well, my wife. You look good. That puck, Merkulov to his right. Durham will win the draw and fire it right through a screen. Chance again, and a shot through a screen, and Merkulov got a piece of it, just enough to send it into the corner. Ryan Oliver That pass up will meet Robinson. And they'll scamper now out through center. Lemke. That pass won't connect. They'll send it up, and an opportunity just out of the reach. There's Lepizzera out to chip that pass. Robinson! And a yawning Cage will stay the course as he just missed it. Thrown out through the middle of the ice now, and both teams looking for line changes. Dakota Betts slow it down, threw it out through center to Bickle, crossing that red line. To their own zone is Cameron Lamport, and that pass, and D to D to Noyes. They'll move it out across the line. The fake shot, and he hit it into his skates. That won't connect. Into the corner, trying to throw it out in front. Opportunity here, and he couldn't finish the play. Back into their own zone for Kyle Richardson. 1 minute, 30 to go. Lepizzera making sure that he didn't touch it, but he knocked the net off, and it might rightly would have hit him if he hadn't knocked the net off. So what are they going to call this? This is an interesting one. They're discussing it. Yeah, I think they're going to have it inside the zone. Yep, they are. The crowd loves that. Durham's not happy. They wanted it at least center ice, but he's saying no. That's got to go inside the zone. It's final order. He knocked the net off inside his zone, and if that would have happened on just a flurry play inside the zone, we would have it inside the zone. So that's where we're going to go with it. Rhino at the draw, and that's a shot right on by Party. Smart play by him. O'Donnell throws it around the wall, and that'll get back to the other side for Chason. Beauty little play there for Rhino. Tried to sift that up to Chason. Moved into their own zone for it. Lindsay. Young through center. Racing after that is Smith. He'll get to it. Loses the puck, but stays the course. Drops that back to the point. And a shot through by Young. Redirected, and Lepizzera was up to the task. The point again, a shot redirected twice, and he'll hold on for the whistle. I love that when you see a guy like Noah Purdy going to the net hard, and he pulls up and puts his hands out to be like, hey, I'm not trying to hit you. I'm going to brace myself if I go into you, and a lot of respect for that. 49 1/10 remaining here in the first period, and a 1-0 Durham lead, and a great back-and-forth game. And we had a great back-and-forth game earlier where Durham played the Wellington County Royals, and we'll have a highlight package after this period. So stay tuned for that. We had it in the pregame, but not everybody's usually in for the pregame, so we wanted to make sure we had it set up for the first intermission. So stay tuned for that. Off the glass and out through center, 37 seconds remaining, and it hits a patch in the snow by the bench. Ackerman couldn't control it, and that was luck for them. An opportunity here now through center. Nice move around the D, looking in front. He'll get him, and he scored! Michael Swift buries it, and Lindsay in the late stages of the first have tied it at 1. What a beautiful play. And around the net, how's she going? Finds him in the slot, and no doubter, Michael Swift buries it. What a beauty. Yeah, he went right around the net, looked out in front, and nobody found him. And what a shot, what a goal. But to control that puck below the goal line, you know someone's coming out from behind the, out in front of the net to go behind to take you out. So you have a split second to deliver that puck, and he most certainly did. Yeah. Right through center. Chipped over to Dakota Betts. 10 seconds remaining in the period. That's thrown in behind the net. Lemke along the half wall, and they'll run the clock. Well, the first period is come and gone. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This is going to be a wang doodle of a hockey game, so don't go anywhere. Second period's on the horizon, but before we get there, the Wellington County Royals and the Durham Hawks highlights right now. Thanks for tuning in, folks. But it's a penalty all over the world. It's knocked back to the blue line. Looking for an opportunity is Sammys to the dot, back to the point, and a rip shot by Peever, and he scored! What a shot! Right through the wickets, Brandon Peever, and the Wellington County Royals lead this one 1-0 early. Dakota Betts looks over to O'Donnell, and he'll send that all the way down. Crystalline out to play it. He loses the puck. It's in front, and they score! Killing a penalty. Crystalline came out, didn't play it hard enough off the boards. It was picked up by the forechecker, and we are tied at 1. Close the door and make a big save to the red line. Sift pass over to Luigi Martone. Pass over to Clark, and he's in. Clark, the shot, the rebound is there, and he scored. And Durham takes a 2-1 lead with still 4 minutes remaining here in the power play. Into the slot, Baker looking for Betts, and it's a great defensive play there to knock that one off stride by Moore. Rhino throwing it in behind the net. They're set up nicely with 2:25 to go. Betts the shot, and a nice stop by Crystal, and in front of the net, a tic-tac play, and it's 3-1 Durham. To the corner and thrown in behind the net. Watasic tried to avoid O'Donnell. He's knocked off the puck out through center. Baker finds Moffett streaking in on the right side, but he hit him in the skates and went into the corner. Circling out, throwing it along the wall. Rhino into the slot, a great pass, shoots and scores! Dakota Betts, and it's 4-1. Nifty play by Andrew Reinold to Dakota Betts on the forecheck, and Durham out to a 4-1 lead. Reinold, they got a little crossed up there. Jones, Chris Jones, and he's hit. That's in, non-goal. Reinhold goes around him, looks into the slot, shoots, and he scores! And Durham scores on the power play, their third power play goal of the game. And they now lead it 5-1 over the Wellington County Royals. Wellington County Royals will send it out through center and try and get a quick line change in as well. Dakota Betts, that's turned over, and it's Calvin Watasic on goal. Watasic scores! Calvin Watasic, the captain, keeps the motor running, and they're down by 3, and a bit of frustration from the Durham Hawks. Trying to shovel it up there, and it's just out of the reach of Tyson Moore. Durham comes out of their own zone. Tried to flip it out through center, but County will pick that pass off. Bruinsma loses the puck. Looking into the slot, but he went too close to the goalie, and it's turned over. Durham, what a play. He's in. Andrew Reinhold scores! Puts it top shelf, and it's back to a 4-goal lead. And supporting the league the way that you do, we couldn't appreciate it more. Thank you so much. To the blue line, the shot, and that's deflected off a body, and they're off to the races on a 2-on-1. Baker shoots and wires one top shelf, and it's 7-2 now. Same score as last weekend for the Durham Hawks. What a bullet shot. Face off one, back to Durham, but it will get out over the blue line. Through center now. Across the line for Wellington. A bouncing puck goal. And that is not a, oh, what a bad goal by La Pizzera. Those bouncing pucks are tricky. He wants to just make the glove save and hold on, but it makes an extra skip and goes up and over him, and that is not an easy play indeed. Shots on goal in that period favored Lindsay 12-10. The goal scorers, Andrew Reinold from Taylor Best. That got the ball rolling, and then Michael Swift from Chris Porter, a beautiful behind the net pass, sift into the slot, and he anchored that one down quite quickly. And that's where we stand now in a 1-1 score. The only game around the league, as I said, is the Shawville Pontiacs and the Barry's Bay Wolves. Barry's Bay on the road. And if you're a fan of the show and you've been around us a lot and a fan of the league, you know Barry's Bay last year struggled on the road. They went 1-9 away from the beautiful Madawaska Valley, beautiful arena there out in Barry's Bay. But this year they have been a totally different story, and they're leading that game 3-1. Goal scorers in that one, Ethan Pegg, a lone goal. Then Shawville responded from Mantha. His goal was Brennan and Aruda. Then Brett McKenzie from Ryan Lapine. Jared Stay with the assist as well. And Jake Sinclair from Kelly Summers, the captain, and Jordan Laurent. So we'll get set for the second period here between two high-calibered, high-octane hockey clubs who put on quite a great show in the first period. Wow. Trying to build the YouTube channel back up again, folks. Last season we had 1,700 subscribers here, and you know, we're trying to build that back up as we created a new YouTube channel, NPHL Central. So like, share, and subscribe the stream, folks, to get more people around Ontario and into Quebec to watch the best hockey all across this province, these two provinces. This, I call it semi-professional. It's classified as Senior A, but the talent on the ice is that of semi-pro, in my opinion, and the owners also agree as well. But we've got an so like I say, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll get this second period off and running. Only 2 penalties in that period, which created a 5-on-3 for the Durham Hawks in the first frame. They were not able to score, but immediately after the second penalty was over, Durham was able to net one. So great hockey. And as I was talking to the coach of Wellington County, actually, he was saying, and a couple of fans here as well, saying that the game's starting to get a little more chippy, and that's what we look for. We want it to be clean and all that, but we love the hitting, and we love that great defensive play, which, again, as I was saying in the early part of the period, how incredible the Lindsay Barncats defense was. It was wild, and Durham just kept coming and coming and coming. And eventually, they were able to net one. Lindsay responded, and we got a 1-1 score here in the second period. Puck drop, one back for Durham, and we are underway. Dakota Betts through center and chipped in by Rhino. Merkelov in behind the net. He'll send it around to the far side here. And that'll chip to the blue line. Shot through, redirected Merkelov. He's now being adventurous out there. As we saw Lapizzera, the goalie for Durham, he was out of that net quite a lot. That's up just in front. The slick ice doesn't make it go far enough. The backhand stop by Lapizzera. Shot through, redirected, and it'll go up and into the mesh. And when it comes down, we'll have a face-off just to the left of Alex Lapizzera. Great action and a fast start to this period. To the point, hopped over the stick of Michael Noyes, and he'll make the smart play to bring it back into his own zone to get this moving back the proper way for them. Over to Dakota Betts, the offensive defenseman. The shot, scored! What a rip shot, and the excitement commence. What a shot, laser beam just over the glove of Merkelov. What a play. Got it up in over the line, and he did not miss that one. What a shot. Dylan Scriver. Or it could be Scriver. Huh? That pass moves up into the front of the net, and they score! Oh, baby, what a play, and it looks like Durham is ready to start rolling now. What a nice pass, and what a nice goal. And it's 3-1 Durham very early in this second period. Nice play there. Draws one back now for Lindsay. Ride pass, knocked down by Rhino. Best drops it to Rhino. He'll throw it back to Best, going to the net. They're buzzing now. Slot chance shot stopped by Merkelov. And Rhino, I think he might have swung at that puck and either hit the defenseman in the yap or the goalie, one or the other. Good to see you, Jason. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Hopefully we got a bunch of Tweed Oil Kings in here as well. They looking on to see their former Tweed Oil Kings roster guy. They've been around there for a while there. Elson and Doherty and Jones, Reinold. That's in behind the net. Rides him out, and a nice play there. Trying to move it out through center. A little bit of a counter punch. That pass over, and it'll hit tape. In on goal now is Smith, the move, and a great save by Lapazera to make sure that doesn't go any farther. Baker in behind the net, throwing it around, and Smith there to be the first one to gather it. He's tripped, and it's going to be a penalty. And Lindsay will get their first power play. Maybe not. Will Jones, and a shot, and stopped by Lapazera. And the penalty will come for tripping. Durham not happy about it, but it happened. And O'Donnell will go to the box. Good tough hockey. Results sometimes in penalties, and as long as they're not cheap shots, you don't mind them. I know the coaches do, but that was just a play on the puck. Draw one back. Looking over to the one side to Noyes, but he'll hold it. Throw it back to Will Jones. He's got a rocket. Noyes, and they were trying to switch sides. Will Jones will bring it back. Throw it over to Noyes. To the red line, throwing it in. A chance here to get something going. Scrum play, and Durham will send it back down into Lindsay's zone. Merkelov leaves it there for Will Jones behind his own net. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining here. The power play for the Barncats. Across the blue line, he's in and around him, looking into the front of the net. He couldn't control the puck in time, and it's sent right back. Lindsay's zone. Durham will make a wholesale change. Will Jones, I don't know if he saw it or not, but he got the pass off quickly. And they'll move it out. Lamport, pass over, and they're really cutting off every lane. Robinson had nowhere to go. Betts over, ripped it high and up over the net. A rolling puck. Back around to the corner. And Lindsay now trying to take charge here with 50 seconds remaining on the power play to cut this lead down to 1. The sift pass, tried to get it into the slot. It's up through center, and Chason trying to give a little dipsy doodle. Killed more time off the clock. Chason throwing it in to the corner. Sandhill will leave it there and make a line change. No, he's just coming back to play good defense. Smart play there by St. Hill. To the top of the circle. The pass into the slot, just out of the reach. Over to the point. Back down again to Richardson. Over. Touch pass, and just a little too high. Going back around to the half wall now. Lindsay set up nicely. Back to the blue line now. They're covering the blue line very well. Looking towards the net. Shot. Lapazera stops it, and the rebound just out of the reach of Swift. Down the ice, and that will end the power play for Lindsay. Long ice pass right to the tape. Coming into the zone with good speed. The backhand. Lapazera stops that one. Trying to slide that one into the corner, and he can't. Throwing it out through center now. Pass over. The shot rolls off the end of the stick. Back to the point. Throwing it around the net. And it will get to the blue line and out. Heather and Reg, good to hear you're watching the game. Hope you're enjoying yourself. And this is quite a game here today, let me tell you, this evening. And a great play by Ackerman. Shoots it. Good defensive play there by Michael Noyes. Deflect that into the corner. Out through center. Lindsay looking to get their first goal of the period. As Durham come out swinging. Tried to win the battle, but it's Durham's chance now. Nesbitt He'll get it into the blue line. He'll shoot it on, and Merkelov leave that there for the defenseman. Bodied along the wall to the half wall now. Blue line and out. Trying to get around Nesbitt. He'll get through. A chance now to the slot. He tried to give it back to him. One too many passes, I think. That shot blocked in front of the net. And Durham will reset. Try and get something going from their own. Baker, the drop pass to Jones. He's got a shot. Merkel off the save. The rebound bounces in front of the net. And Lindsay knocked down that chance. They're in, streaking on the left side. Chance! Scores! The leading scorer, Cameron Robinson, looking to lead the charge, and a comeback for the Lindsay Barncats, and they make it 3-2. Streaking in on the left side on a great headman pass. And Lindsay's crowd goes wild. 14-13 remaining here in the second period. What a goal. Well, Robinson Cameron, that's his 10th goal of the season. Unreal. It's his 7th game as well. Betts